Hey everyone, let's talk about Avatar, Fire and Ash. This is the third installment in James Cameron's bajillion-dollar franchise about blue alien hotties trying to protect their planet from greedy human buttheads. The Sully family is back, still struggling to stick together as the entire military-industrial complex tries to blow them all to hell. Jake and Neytiri's eldest son died during the end of the last installment, and as one character puts it, everyone mourns in their own way. Ex-Marine Jake throws himself into wartime preparations with just this very determined abandon. Neytiri retreats into solitude and resentment at the human wanksta that her son died trying to save, and Neteum, their other son, feels guilty for disobeying Jake's order not to go on this fateful mission, and becomes obsessed with trying to earn Jake's forgiveness and respect. And so, if the second movie revolved around the family trying and failing to escape the war and learning that they just needed to face the risks of fighting it head on, come what may, this new one largely revolves around the void left behind their first big loss and the struggle of each of them to figure out where they fit into this war effort as individuals. Much angsty self-reflection ensues. So there's a moodier shadow cast over the proceedings this time around, but things never stay gloomy for long. The melancholy moments are reliably followed by scenes with whooping blue people swooping through their natural world and gazing in awe at all the majesty, and everybody's always joshing around with little elbow to the ribs jokes whose unfunny corniness I mostly found endearing. Despite all of the light PG-13 violence, these are still family films at heart, and it's nice to see a big-hearted blockbuster that doesn't feel the need to follow up every emotion with some record scratch and snarky self-aware quip. These characters aren't really deep enough to make much of the tortured inner conflict feel all that engaging, but what can I say? I like it when nice people hug. I like it when nice people pat each other on the back and say, "It's not your fault, bro. It's okay, bro. We're gonna get through it, bro. Sully, stay together. Sully's don't give up." The movie feels a bit more like Avatar Season 3 than Part 3. There's the Stranded in the Jungle episode, the Moping at Home episode, the Jailbreak episode, the Big Battle season finale. A lot happens, but permanent change feels incremental this time around. Like any good TV show, it's more about hanging out with familiar characters as they struggle and triumph their way through exciting adventures. Pandora is as delightful a place to explore as ever, though. This is still the most beautiful and tactile CGI world ever put to screen. And the episodic structure of the lengthy runtime really lulled me into this contented state of unhurried awe, Spider's suffocating because his mask is out of air again, but whatever, he'll be fine. It's a beautiful day outside, the plants are glowing, the rocks are floating, and the Na'vi are so much taller than the humans, and it's funny every time. I love it here. By far the newest element this time around is the addition of the Ash People, a villainous clan of red-painted Na'vis who collaborate with the humans to hunt down their own kind. I love them so much. They're all the cool battle stuff is really fun with them. It really adds a welcome new dimension that keeps things from feeling too stale. But it's just a pity that they're probably the most racist part of a franchise that has already attracted its share of elevated eyebrows on that front. Say what you will about how the Na'vi have been realized by these movies, but at the very least, they are the product of an imagination deeply invested with filling out their cultures with a wide variety of perspectives and personalities. Even the friggin' whales have their own political system. But these new bad guys, they worship fire because their forest burned down. And so now they want to burn down everything, I guess. You know, we only have the boss lady Varang's villain monologue to go by here because nobody else in her clan gets to speak. She is pretty much the only character. Everyone else just hops around, snarls, rubs blood on their titties, and chops off the Navi's hair plugs, a process which one character calls scalping. The history of this clan has the potential to tell a worthwhile story about how a power-hungry person can manipulate a suffering people, but without any glimpses as to how she is perceived by her subjects and why they are following her so devoutly. They all just come off as savages who need to be put down by any means necessary. Thankfully, Una Chaplin's performance as Varang is incredible. One of the best parts of any of these movies. She saunters through war and slaughter with these like graceful movements, like this lethal confidence that it feels like just by moving she is drinking the violence like eggnog. Like there's a bit where she sees what a gun can, like she sees a gun for the first time, and I think like she sees it kill one of her guys, and she like does this like, there's this like smile of like excitement, like she can't wait to get her hands on it. There's some part where like she's in the middle of this battle, waiting for something to happen, and I think actually the battle is going badly for her team at that point. She's just sort of like doing this little dance, living her best life. She's the kind of person that will get you fucked up on hallucinogens and then set her fingers on fire and wave them in front of your face. I love her. She does this thing where, you know, she's got her little Navi hair plug and she'll take a prisoner's hair plug and like stick it in there, and it seems to really hurt. They scream and she kind of enjoys it or something. I don't really know what's happening there, but they seem to really hate it. I think I would let her do that to me, you know, if she wanted to. The sexual chemistry between Varang and longtime villain Colonel Quaritch was the biggest surprise of the movie for me. They're both so attracted to each other's capacity for domination, and I love how the Colonel starts dressing in her clan's clothes and makeup as they grow closer. And I really love that there's never a point where the script forces them to turn on each other. He looks out for her when they're around the humans, and she looks out for him when he's around the Na'vi. It's so much more interesting to see bad guys slowly learn to trust each other. In many ways, the Colonel gets the meatiest inner conflict this time around. His jingoistic lust for revenge keeps getting complicated by his own Na'vi body, his estranged son's hatred for humans, his enemy Jake's love and devotion for his son, and his own partnership with Varang. There's a growing sense that he doesn't quite belong anywhere, and it's thrilling to see a straightforward jarhead turn into such a wild card. The big action set pieces put pretty much every other Hollywood spectacle to shame, except maybe for the other two Avatar movies, if for no other reason than the broad strokes of some of these fights are starting to feel familiar. But just as I start to wonder how many times I can watch Zoe Saldana shoot somebody with a bow and arrow, a new squid monster will smash its beak into a new submarine quadruped's windshield and drown the screaming pilot, and I'm giggling again. It's funny, I was never a huge Avatar guy. I always really liked them, but I don't know that I loved them. Especially the second time around, this last one, I remember thinking like, yeah, that's pretty great. I like it. Complimenting it with this tone of voice. And this one has the fewest surprises of the three, but I was so happy to be back this time around. Maybe 2026 is just a particularly soothing time to escape into Pandora for a while. After the year we've had, maybe we all deserve a good 3+ hours to enjoy watching a bunch of greedy, violent thugs getting their asses kicked for trying to ruin a place of unconquerable beauty and history, to bask in the limitless potential of what human artistry made by human artists can achieve. Here's to hoping that Avatar 4 will come out in a much more hopeful time. I'm sure my grandchildren will love it. Support my work on Patreon. Support my work on Patreon. Support my work on Patreon. Oh boy.